Hey guys, coming at you from New Brunswick. So we ended up leaving a day early, like half a day early. Like we're supposed to leave tomorrow morning, but we're supposed to get bad weather on the island, so we decided to leave tonight. So a little different plans than we originally intended, but we're staying overnight in New Brunswick, in Fredericton actually, and then flying out to Florida tomorrow. So do you want to see a cute little room tour? This room is really nice, and it was like very cheap. We're staying at Days Inn in Oromocto, close to Fredericton. I don't really exactly know where we are, but you guys, look how cute. I'll give you a little room tour. The bathroom. It's nothing fancy, but this is the showstopper. Look at her. So we ended up getting conjoined rooms. So my crew, this is actually Mom's room, but it looks like they're taking over. Got my sister over here, my mom's over here. This is our room. So, I mean, it's like old. The stuff's in it old, but it's very clean. And this was $109 a night, which I don't think is too bad. It's, I mean, like, you know, older furniture, but really nice, and the beds are really comfortable. So, anyways, I can't believe tomorrow we're gonna be in Florida. Well, in this vlog, you'll see us in, well, I don't know if you'll see, yeah, you will. You'll see us in Florida by the end of this vlog. Hopefully by the end of this vlog, I'll have a palm tree. Hi, Grammy. I want some treats. Oh my God. You did bring the treats. This is Mom's view. So, I can't even tell you the last time I stayed in a joint room. Nice. Good morning from New Brunswick. I want to show you guys my shirt. It's in the mirror. It's probably backwards for you guys, but it says Florence and Alex, Mom, established 2008. That's the year Florence was born. So this is my travel day outfit. Plus I have a sweater. But Trevor and I are going to go down and look at the breakfast. Alex already went down, says it's pretty crappy. It's free breakfast here, so we're gonna take a look. But it's my first time wearing this shirt. I saved it for travel day. I love it. My mom's friend makes all of these shirts. Here, will you put this on me so they can see it not reversed? Yeah. Oh, is your fingers in the way? No. Okay. Remember, if you want to be a YouTube husband. I'm joking. So my mom's friend makes all these shirts, and she made our shirts that we're gonna be wearing to Disney, which you guys will see in a later vlog. But so yeah, it says Mom, Florence, Alex, established 2008. I love it. I love this. I've always wanted something like this, but I've never like asked for it or anything like that. But every time I see people with shirts like this, I'm like, oh, that's really cute. I should get one. But anyways, Mom got it for me for my birthday, so I love it. Anyways, let's go to breakfast. I don't have high hopes, but we'll see what's going on in this room. Oh, Mom's watching my cousin's Insta stories.
Oh, I like your shirt.
Because I have an Instagram famous cousin, so we always keep up with her. Do you like the shirt on me?
Oh my God, it's really nice.
I love it. Look at my sister's bag. Isn't it cute? Oh, so cute. The little measuring tape thing. Anyways, okay. You want to come down for breakfast?
Yeah.
Just to see? We're coming down. The free breakfast not bad, eh?
Do you want it, Trevor?
Probably not.
So you got eggs. Oh, and this is why we left early, because it is an icy mess out here. Ooh, it's really icy. Look at the car. Pure ice.
It's really icy here.
Okay. Off to the Caribbean. We're stopping for some food before we hit up the airport. You don't like avocado?
No.
I do. So is Trevor. this is our current situation. Our flights got canceled due to weather. So we had a flight from Fredericton to Montreal. It got canceled due to weather. So now we are currently driving. And you can tell how, like, the window keeps freezing up. And it's a 8.5 hour drive. All we can do is pray and hope we make it on our cruise. Anyways, I'll update you later. We're kind of stressed. Hey guys, it is present day. It is currently February 28th. So, I basically ended the vlog right there because things got pretty bad. And I didn't want to waste all that footage and just not post it of us all excited getting ready to go on our vacation. And then all of a sudden you see us on the road and we're like, flight's canceled, we gotta go. So like I said, things got really bad. I wanted to tell you the story right here. So maybe like, I feel like I haven't gone through my cruise footage yet. So I'm not sure exactly what I was saying, but I think I referenced this story a lot. But I just never showed it. So you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen parts of it, but like, it was a hectic travel few days. It was probably one of the worst experiences of my whole life. It was so scary and I never want to have another day like that again. It was really bad. So I just wanted to have it documented. I just wasn't able to actually document the whole thing while it was happening because we were in pure survival mode and panic mode, and I literally had to keep my eyes on the road the entire time, and like it was horrible. So we left a day early to go to, we were flying out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, so we left a day early to spend the night in Fredericton because there was supposed to be an ice storm coming to the Maritimes. I live in Prince Edward Island, and Fredericton is the next province over. We fly out of New Brunswick a lot, Fredericton, New Brunswick. It's cheaper. Didn't end up being cheaper, I'll tell you that much. So we wanted to leave a day early so we would get to Fredericton to be on our plane and not be in this crazy ice storm that was coming. So we got there the day early. Everything was great. We loved that hotel. It was comfortable, cute, like we loved it, cheap. And then it was bad out when we were leaving. I think I was showing the ice. Like it was really, really, really icy. It was really bad out. But the flights were still saying they were on. So the hotel we were staying at let us park the van there for free while you're away. So we're like, oh sweet, this is awesome. We parked the van there. We take a taxi from the hotel to the airport, literally, and the taxi driver was like, wow, I can't believe the flights are still going. And we were like, yeah, they are, we're so excited, we're going on a cruise. And he's like, oh, awesome. So he drops us off. The cab was a pretty penny. I don't even remember how much it was. It was so expensive, all of us going to the airport. Like, I feel like airport, we don't have Ubers here in this area where, you know, anyway. But it was expensive. I feel like taxis are more expensive when they are involving airports. So literally, as soon as we got out of the cab and walked into the airport, we see the thing on the screen saying canceled. Our flight was canceled. We were like, what? And so instantly we're like, okay, let's go straight to the Air Canada. We're flying Air Canada. Right to the Air Canada counter. We'll sort this out because we've had canceled flights in our past, and to get a hold of somebody on the phone it's madness. It just doesn't happen. So we went straight to the Air Canada desk, and then instantly the line behind us was like dozens and dozens and dozens of people long. And mind you, this is a very tiny airport. So dozens of people in the line is a lot. So anyway, she's like, every flight in the Maritimes. So if you don't know, the Maritimes is like PEI, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, like this whole, we're all the little east coast of Canada. All of the flights out of the Maritimes were canceled for the foreseeable future. Like there was like some coming up, but we would have missed the cruise. Like the flights that were available were just way after we would be able to take. So we were like, okay, we have a cruise. We have to make this cruise by Sunday. What do we do? And this is Friday. So we left Thursday. This is Friday. So we gave ourselves lots of time. And thank God we did, because we just made it. We just made it. So she was like, all the flights are canceled. I'm like, maybe even if we drive back to Prince Edward Island, like even if we just backtrack, go all the way back, like, can we fly off the island? She's like, no, there's no flights right now. Because there's 6 of us, right? There was like some flights that had like 1 seat, 2 seats, like, but not for all 6 of us. So we were like, okay. We were standing there at the desk with the Air Canada rep with all the people behind us, because she was the only person working, for 2 hours. People must have been livid with us, but we were all in the same boat. Like, we were all like, what are we gonna do? There was no flights. So then finally we were like, well, is there anything out of Quebec City or Montreal? And that is not a close drive at all. And she's like, oh, you're willing to fly out of Montreal or Quebec City? She's like, sure, I'll get you on a flight. So after 2 hours, we're like, we're gonna have to make the drive. Like, we're just gonna have to drive. It's an 8-hour drive from Fredericton to Montreal. 12-hour drive from Prince Edward Island to Montreal, but we were in Fredericton in this current moment. So it's an 8-hour drive from Fredericton to Montreal, and Trevor's like, we have to. Like, we have to, we're gonna miss this cruise. She's like, okay. So she gets us on a flight from Montreal, which would have been, it was at, so currently right now it's like, say 2 p.m. on Friday. She's like, you have a flight Saturday morning at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I don't remember. It's like first thing in the morning, there's a flight. I can get you on it. It goes from Montreal to Chicago, Chicago to Orlando. And she's like, there's seats, like, you can do it. You have lots of time. Just take your time driving. Because she like was like, it's really bad out. Because she just got into work. Like, we were like her first, person she was talking to. So she was on the roads like a couple hours prior. And so we're like, okay, so we take a cab back to, but this time it was only Trevor that took the cab. So it was like a little bit cheaper. So he took a cab, picked up the van, picked us all up. And then we went on the road to drive to Montreal, which is supposed to be an 8-hour drive. It took us 14 hours. It took us 14 hours to get from Fredericton to Montreal because the roads were so bad. It ended up not only being an ice storm, it ended up being a snowstorm as well as the ice storm. Like, it was coming towards like where we were. So we were kind of like, we were in the thick of it, but we were also eventually hoping we would be driving out of it. So one of you guys actually messaged me on Instagram, and you like, I don't even think I properly thanked you, or even, because like it was a lot. Like, I was survival mode. It was so scary. But Cindy messaged me on Instagram, and she lives in Quebec, and she was like, it's nice out here now. Like, don't worry. Like, you guys are going to be driving out of it. Like, you guys are going to be good. Cause she was like following my Insta stories, and I was like showing like where we were. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it is so bad out. And she was like, it's not snowing here right now. And literally that's what got us through it. That's what got us, like, I don't even, like, I'll have to message you and let you know. But like, I was like, okay, this girl, she lives in Quebec. She's a subscriber of mine. And like, I'm like tearing up thinking of it. But we were like, okay, we can do it. It was so bad out. It was so bad. And Trevor said, like, Trevor's driven in some nasty weather before. And he's like, that was the worst drive I've ever done. We could not see. Like, we couldn't see anything. We couldn't see the lights of the cars in front of us. We couldn't see it. Like, it would get that bad that you couldn't see it. It was extremely dangerous. The roads were horrible. So we were on a big highway, but like only one lane had like a little bit of tracks that you could drive in. The passing lane was so covered. Like, you couldn't, like, it was so snow covered. There was no option to pull off the road at all because every exit was completely snow covered, and there's no way, like, we couldn't even see it. First of all, like, you could see the exit sign, you could not see the road. It was so covered in snow. And even if you knew where the road was, there's no way my mom's van would have made it in an exit in that deep of snow. Like, we would have got stuck. Plus the visibility was near zero. We would have been struck, like a plow would have hit, like someone would have hit us. Like, there was no visibility. It was horrible. When I tell you, like, my mom, she was like, we're not, like, I don't know how, like, I don't even want to say what she was thinking. I don't even want to say it. It was horrible. The kids were just like in the back seat, like they couldn't fully, I don't think, comprehend what was going on because they were in the very back row of the van. So like, I don't think they could actually see how bad it was out, but they knew we were driving in a snowstorm and an ice storm. But their main concern was like, are we gonna miss our cruise? Like, are we gonna miss our cruise? And I was like, the last thing on my mind right now is that cruise ship. Like, I don't even care about that cruise right now. I want to stay alive. Like, we could not see. And then, so I don't know why transfer trucks that, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess they have places to be, right? But they started passing all of us on the road, like all the cars, because we were just all crawling. We all had our four-ways on. The big transfer trucks started passing us in the regular lane, on the passing lane, which was snow covered, right? But they're huge. They can get through it. But them doing that completely like flew up this snow, like for a good 20 seconds of them after they passed us, visibility was beyond zero. Like, not exaggeration. It was just like, oh my God. It was horrible. Like, we were just all like, ah, and like Trevor would just be like going, but we couldn't see the car in front of us anymore. So he knew the car behind us couldn't see us anymore. So he didn't want to stop. You know what I mean? Because if the car in front of us ran like it, you guys, it was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my gosh. It was horrible. So Cindy, your message of it's not snowing here in Quebec got us through that drive because we were just crawling. And then eventually there was an exit that we were like, okay, I think because it started like this was probably 6 hours of driving like this. It started to stop snowing. So the roads were a mess. They were slippery. It was awful, but we could see. So we could start to see certain exits and which ones we thought we could make and what ones we couldn't. So we would get off on an exit, get gas. It was so icy that even though we had the heat on in the van, it would ice up again. So the windows of the van would be ice. So we had to scrape, even though like the van was on and the heat was on, it was so cold and icy that we would have to stop and chip away the ice on the windshield. Long story short, we made it. Oh my God. We made it. It stopped snowing exactly like Cindy said. Like it was not snowing in Quebec. The roads were bad. And then as the closer we got to Montreal, the roads almost became like bare. So we were like, oh, thank God. Like, thank God. Mind you, it took us 14 hours. We did not have any sleep. We barely had any food because we weren't really able to stop because it was unsafe to stop. And it was unsafe to keep going, but like, what was the other option? Like, we couldn't pull over. We couldn't really stop. When we could stop, we did. And we kind of regroup. And Trevor was just like, what the heck? But we made it, and we had to sleep in the airport. I don't really remember what time we arrived at the airport, but we were there like 6 or 7 hours before our flight, maybe 6 hours, and we just stayed up. So we were up for like 30 something hours. We made the flight. That was great. Fine. The flight was good. Chicago airport. The kids loved it. Trevor and I stopped in Chicago on our way to Vegas, and it is such a good airport. I love that airport. I just think it's so cool. I love it. So the kids really like the airport. They're like, ooh, this looks so nice. It has like fun lights and stuff. So we went through the Chicago airport. We landed in Orlando, and we were like, oh yes, like stressed to the max still, right? Like we were still like, oh my gosh, like what was that? We get to our friggin' hotel, and it is like, I don't even, like, no offense, but like it was a dump. It was so like, it was like, oh, I felt extremely unsafe. It was disgusting. Like they gave us our room key. We go in the room, and somebody's already in the room. There was a purse. The bed was unmade. There was clothes on the floor. And we were like, that someone's already in that room. He's like, no, there's not. And we're like, yeah, there is. So he goes with us because he didn't believe us. I'm skipping so much. Like, he wanted to charge us for 3 nights. First of all, we were like, huh? Like, we're only here a night. Like, what are you doing? We knew we were going to have to pay for 2 nights because we were supposed to be there the day before, right? So we knew we were going to pay for that night. Like, we had no issues paying for the night we didn't show up for because we didn't show up. Like, and we didn't have enough time to cancel. So we knew we were going to pay for that, but he was trying to charge us for 3 nights. We're like, we're only booked for 2. He had to like, he was like, well, it says 3. And Trevor's like, my reservation shows 2. So like Trevor had to show him all our reservations. We booked through Expedia. So Expedia called him, and the guy working at the desk was fighting with the Expedia guy. And he's like, I'm charging them for 3 nights. I'm charging them for 3 nights. And the Expedia guy's like, they're not booked for 3 nights. They're only booked for 2. He knows he has to pay for the night we didn't show up for, and the night he's there, but not a night that was not even booked. Anyway, then there was a fight. Not between anyone with us, but like this woman there was a fight with this woman and the same man, and he called the cops on her, and she called the cops on him. He locked her out of her room and wasn't going to let her back in with all her stuff in the room. Like, you guys, this place was a mess. This place was horrible. I think I have a tiny bit of footage, which you'll see in my next video, of the hotel room. I didn't even want to show it. It was so disgusting. Like, beyond we felt extremely unsafe. The rooms were flooded. He didn't care. He was like, oh, the whole lobby was full of people being like, my room's flooded, my room's flooded, my room's flooded, my toilet's overflowing, this and that. And he's just like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. He was so awful. It was and we were just there, like, after this whole experience of, like, you know what it's like after you travel, and then a stressful travel experience, we just cried. Like, we got in our room that was disgusting. There's popsicle sticks like that weren't ours, just sitting. There's a popsicle stick in the bed. There was hairs everywhere. There was blood on the wall. There was the dresser was falling apart. The fridge had mold in it. It was so bad. And we just cried, and we were like, this is horrible. And I didn't want to vlog because I was like, I don't even want to, like, I don't want this to be my vacation right now. Like, I do not, like, it was so bad. It was so bad. So I think you'll hear a few references to things like that in the next few videos, but that's what I'm talking. Like, the hotel was pitiful. And, like, the fight in the lobby, like, when the cops showed up, and this poor woman, like, I was on this woman's side. Like, she was like, what are you doing? Like, why did you lock me out of my room and not give me my stuff back? And he's like, because you were smoking in your room. And she's like, I wasn't smoking in my room. And then he was like, well, the housekeeper says that she can smell smoke in your room. And then, so they locked her out and would not give her stuff back. The cops had to go get her stuff. I was like, I'm assuming they got her stuff. Like, I would assume. I didn't stick around for, like, the cops. So he called the cops, and she called the cops, and 2 cop cars show up, and she was like, and I was team her. Like, I was like, okay, even if she did smoke in the room, like, what's it gonna do? This is a dump? Like, what's happening with this place? It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. So he did give us a new room. We didn't stay in the room with the other person that was in. But he didn't even say sorry. He was like, oh, I don't know why there's someone in this room. I'm like, you gave us a key to someone else's room? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And we booked this hotel because it was, like, cheap, right? Because we're like, we're only staying, like, we're going to go to Disney and this and that. Like, we're literally just staying for, like, just to rest our heads. And we watched some YouTube videos on it, and it made it look good. But I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. The elevator. Oh, I don't even. Oh. Anyway. So that was our travel day. So I wanted to kind of document this just for my own memory, because my memory is so bad. But we survived the drive. It was horrible. It was completely unsafe. And I don't really know, like, it's either we did that or we just missed the cruise. And it's almost like we were very lucky. We were very lucky that drive went as well as it did for being so bad. Like, I think I skipped a part when we pulled over because the roads were getting a little better. We ended up getting behind a plow, so that was good. Anyway, oh my gosh, it was a lot. But you're caught up on the travel day story.
But the next few videos are going to be good. They should be fun. I haven't gone through the footage yet, so I don't really remember exactly what I was filming, but I do know, I think I was mentioning some of the stuff I talked about, but I didn't give you the full story. So the next vlog, I think, is going to start off with us in that sketchy hotel. And then we end up on this beautiful cruise ship that was the best experience ever. So it was worth it. It was worth going through all of that for the vacation we had. I think it kept us humble. I don't know, but it was the best vacation ever. So I can't wait to share those videos with you guys. So I just wanted to give you some context of what happened on our vacation travel days. And I will, I'll see you guys soon. But just know we had a wonderful vacation, and I am so excited to get back to you guys in real time and chat and just, I miss you guys so much. But hope you enjoy our cruise videos, and I'll see you guys really soon in my next video.